And welcome to the Glacially Musical Podcast. It is beer, metal, and swearing. Of course, I am Nick Cameron of Glacially Musical. I have already put back 2 fingers of whiskey, so good luck everybody listening. Joined with me, as always, my good friend, a man who always keeps us going, who's got the book learning down, Keefy, Chancellor. How we doing today, buddy?
What up, yo? What's up?
Yeah, I only had so many beers, so I've already started on the whiskey. Sorry, everybody.
Whiskey check. That's all good. What whiskey? What's your whiskey check? What's your whiskey?
I don't remember. I won this as an attendance prize at my... Did I talk about the fancy lawyer event that I went to a couple of months ago?
Maybe.
My wife was involved, lawyer wife was involved in a case with like one of the most preeminent lady lawyers in St. Louis. And she was involved in the skit they did for this, all the business. And so we went to the awards banquet. And so she bought $20 in attendance prizes, and I took the one free attendance prize we got for going, and I won a handle of nice bourbon. I don't remember what it was, and I don't care. Thank you for listening to all that. And I got another story about me and lawyer wife here in a little bit. When we get to the news check, it's going to be personal news. So, if you are joining us for Queen episode 4, come back next week after you listen to this. This week we are inserting our newest chaser. We are going to cover High on Fire, Cometh The Storm. Stoner metal that hits you in the face with a sledgehammer, like stoner metal's not supposed to do. But here's how we do this. We do a greeting, a beer check, a vinyl check, a news check, a shirt check, and the meat of the day. Again, High on Fire. Whew. Sorry, it's been a weird week for me, so I'm a little out there. This week, my beer of the week is once again Voltron Volume 4, a joint account between Surly Brewing of the St. Paul, Minnesota, and Four Hands of St. Louis, Missouri. Gonna finger fudge pour that into my Molson pint glass.
Nice pop there.
When you do the finger fudge enough, you know exactly when to stop on each beer.
Awesome.
Or you hoover it up like stripper salt.
You hoover it the fuck up is what you do. Just for funsies, I'm gonna drink this entire Texas Pete hot sauce as my beer check. No,
Texas Pete is not hot.
It's not, but I love it. It's
white people hot.
Shut the fuck up.
I said what I said.
I have plenty of burning hot sauces. I also have a delicate stomach on meds that I'm on.
I've got hot sauces that go from super hot to chili flavored salt.
That's fair. I was just having a grilled cheese, and my hot sauce is mandatory. I'm having another liquid death.
Murder your thirst.
And I'm gonna drink it out of my mug that I showed a couple of weeks ago. My Fat Records mug that I'm now gonna drink out of.
Remind me to talk to you when I go to Reckless Records in a few months.
Oh, exciting. I was there. I was at one of their places. Cheers.
Cheers, my friend. It's good to see you as always. Hope everybody's enjoying the business. Alrighty, my God, this Voltron beer, number 1, number 2, and number 4 are amazing. Unfortunately, when Keefy was here, it was number 3, which was ass terrible.
The yellow lion?
What?
The yellow lion?
Green lion.
Green lion. That's a shame.
I've always been trying to figure out Pidge, and one of these days I'm actually going to watch Go Lion rather than Voltron. Big anime fan, big otaku, big, Japanese nerd from way, way back. My vinyl check this week is a vinyl trauma dump, and I need support, and I need to be held. I need to be held, and I need the LD.
Wow.
No, the correct response is, it's my duty to please that booty.
Booty. Nice work.
That's from Shaft with Samuel L. Jackson, where he played the nephew of Shaft, not proper Shaft. Real Shaft played his uncle.
My favorite
as Shaft.
My favorite Richard Roundtree anything is as the mayor or the chief of police, whatever it was, in 7. But I love Shaft.
Wait, he was the chief of police in 7?
He was.
I'm sorry, that movie was so terrible.
It's so
I have
great.
like
It's one of my
no.
favorites ever.
Brad Pitt was in it. I've seen it.
Shut up. You don't know
Real
anything.
quick, okay, everybody makes fun of Nick about his no list for actors, right? That's like apparently comedy fodder. Nick has standards. Unless Richard Ayoade of IT Crowd, of The Mighty Boosh, is in a Ben Stiller movie at Goodwill for $1.50. And then apparently Nick can be bought. That's my price. Richard Ayoade with Ben Stiller for $1.50. Anywho. So, I have been buying records at an alarming pace. So, just for the record, Lawyer Wife does know precisely how many because as soon as I get it, I spin it, it goes on Facebook. She knows if it's on Facebook, it's new. That's the system. So, record number 1, Poison, Flesh and Blood. This is an original pressing from the United Kingdom. This has got the hype sticker. It's a very glossy cover. The UK covers are much glossier from this time frame than the American covers are. As for the record itself, nothing interesting. Standard black. But you know what? It's got Flesh and Blood, and it's got Unskinny Bop. And if you don't like Unskinny Bop, I don't know that I like you. That is unquestionably a great tune. Even if the bass riff is bump, 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 bump. It's one note. The whole thing is, it's just him whapping on the open E because he was on the Heron or something. Anyway, next record. Now, here's where I go into Weird Town. Oh, I got that for money I don't remember. Tales of Mystery and Imagination by Edgar Allan Poe. As by the Alan Parsons Project. Saw this at the Antique Mall, and it already came in the mylar. Wait, no, it did not. I have to take that back. Normal, plain stuff. This was like, it was $5. I've listened to it once. I'm not 100% certain I will listen to it again. I will also not be 100% certain that I'll ever remember that I own it. As you can tell, it left a ginormous impression upon me when I listened to it. Thoughts? Anything? No? Okay.
No, I mean like Alan Parsons' Eye in the Sky, inadvertent Pink Floyd check.
Oh, we'll talk about Pink Floyd. Everybody, we're going to talk about Pink Floyd. Hang on. Next is Heart. Brigade. Again, got it the same day I got that one. $8. Lawyer Wife and I are fans of Heart. Nothing spectacular. It is not a gatefold. This is an original 80s pressing. This is a poppier Heart record. It doesn't have the Nancy Wilson guitar riffs as much as I would like. But you know what? It's fun, and we are seeing Heart this year. So, is what is. Next, apparently, my Billy Joel fandom is now at its highest level ever. Here is Stormfront, his second to last record. Again, original pressing. It is in the mylar. I do have the original sleeve. This is an American pressing, just black. Guess how much I paid for this one? I'm sorry, that was muted, sir.
How much did you pay for it?
$25 plus shipping. Which I thought, for a record of this stature, was a pretty reasonable price. What is on this record that is significant and noteworthy?
I love that record. So that record came out when I was in high school.
Junior high for me.
My first band, one of my first bands, did a metal cover of "I Go to Extremes." That's probably the most popular song on there. Also, Leningrad. Also, We Didn't Start the Fire.
That's the number one. We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yeah, We Didn't Start the Fire. What did I say?
You said I Go to Extremes. Is that on this one?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
It is. We did a metal version of both We Didn't Start the Fire and I Go to Extremes. So just imagine Metallica guitars on those two songs. No piano.
Fair enough. I now have 5 Billy Joel records.
Welcome to my life. Welcome to
Not that many comparatively, but I didn't have any. I had one a year ago, so there we go.
You had none just recently, and Billy Joel is life.
No, I had one. I have the one with Uptown Girl, Innocent Man. I have Innocent Man. It was in my father-in-law's records. And the last record, I'm going to bring it to a little bit metal now. This is a very obscure stoner doom prog metal band. I don't know if anybody's heard of them. On this particular song, they've got songs about Catholicism, going to space, and all other kinds of things. Who am I talking about, Keefy?
I'm unsure.
Black Sabbath, Master of Reality.
I thought you were going to say Blood Incantation. Sorry.
I have not gotten the new Blood Incantation record in a while. I got a couple already. This is an Elder pressing. This is an OG 70s pressing. I believe it is a third press in America. I got it for $33, which is a little pricier than I feel like a record that sold 40 million copies should cost. But you know what? I've talked about the in the wild tax, right? In the wild, you got to pay up to 20% more because it's right there. And I paid it.
Not unfair, not unfair.
I am done, sir.
Oh, is that all you? Okay. Well, I have one for today, and
if you want more, I can go grab some, but no, I mean, I think 5 is enough.
5 is plenty.
It'll be 8, because you know what I heard?
I need to,
I heard 8 is enough.
8 is enough. Did I ever tell you that story that my mom was shopping in Macy's on Herald Square in Manhattan, and Betty Buckley ran across the Macy's cellar the Macy's cellar was like where all the cool things were. Sales, kitchen stuff, restaurant. She yelled to my mom from across a crowded department store, hugged my mom, and talked to her for 25 minutes like they knew each other. My mom did not know who Betty Buckley was. She knew who she was.
No, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
We saw Cats on Broadway with Betty Buckley as in the lead role. But like my mom did not personally know Betty Buckley.
The Memories Cat?
And yes. And she called my
for the record, got it on vinyl.
Griselda? I saw Cats.
I saw Cats once, like 5 years ago, and I mean, I actually was looking at photos of me and the kid at the Fox today, and I'm like, what show was that? We're wearing masks? Oh, now that I realize, it was Cats.
I kind of want to dose on shrooms and watch the new Cats movie that's supposed to be fuck terrible.
You have fun with that, and you know what? You leave me the fuck out of it.
Yeah, for sure. I also saw Cats like on Broadway in the 80s, so I don't...
And I love Andrew Lloyd Webber, for the record.
Yeah, we love Andrew. We should probably do an
Andrew Lloyd Webber run.
We're going to do musicals someday.
If we're going to do musicals, we got to do the most metal musicals, which Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Phantom, Sweeney Todd, which is not Andrew Lloyd Webber, Into the Woods.
Sweeney Todd is not that good.
Starlight Express. Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. I waited till Nick put his beer down to say that one.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your whore mouth, Keefy. So here's my vinyl check today. Sorry. The Betty Buckley story. 8 is enough. I have one today. I'm back. I'm into November 2023. This is awesome. And I have a really cool one. I got this from Brooklyn Vegan. This is a much long missed and gone band. I wish they would come back. We had a Light the City reunion just recently, and I would like to get a reunion from this band, Arizona's Landmine Marathon. Awesome death metal band.
I have one of their records.
I have several. This is my second or third.
I have one.
Yeah, this is Wound, which is probably their least, not their least popular, but not the most popular, but Wound, cool back, cool front, cool artwork. Let's see what's inside. I don't think they came with anything. Oh, there's a lyric sheet with a cool artwork. It's like black on black. What a black metal. This could all be somebody's black metal logo.
Straight up Spinal Tap.
Straight up Spinal Tap. Yeah. Which band has a band that is Black Album? Where did you get that idea from? Not
Metallica representatives?
Not in the mylar. And I dropped it, so it's fucking filthy dirty, and I have to wash it now. I dropped it right before this podcast, but this is embarrassing, but here's the vinyl. This is the dirtiest vinyl I have ever shown, ever, on the Glacially Musical Podcast.
What record is that? Is it Sovereign Descent?
Wound.
Oh, I have Sovereign Descent.
Oh, Wounded. Sorry, Wounded. Landmine Marathon, Wounded. And it's fucking a banger. You like modern...
Here, look at us. Here we are talking about a modern, brutal death metal band. We've never talked about them before. We both got the records. I found this. The one I got in the wild at CD Warehouse about 5 or 6 years ago.
Good call. That's my check for today. Early apologies. I do not have my High on Fire Ready record with me, which is unfortunate because we both have different ones, and it would have been nice to AB the
You do?
standard
I thought
purchase.
you
I
don't
have
have
it, but
Gimme
I don't know
Metal?
where it is. We didn't do it. But
I have
did
Gimme
it.
Metal.
I know, but we said we weren't going to do it. You were going to pass.
No.
I have the record.
You-
I got the pre-order already when we decided to do that, but now I can't find mine.
You were on shrooms then, because
I
we
wasn't-
agreed
weed.
on this.
I haven't done shrooms in a very long time. It's just weed, and depression, and
Weed-
no booze. But anyway,
You
I'm
are
good.
killing
we're good.
me,
No, we're
Smalls.
good.
You are-
No, we're good. I have the record. I just don't have it with me. here.
No, you said we're doing it because of Gimme Metal.
It's fine, pal. Relax. You have yours, and we'll unbox that.
not
I have it.
I will not. I will
have to.
news check. The big news this week in the Pink Floyd world is David Gilmour not only has announced his new record, the name I have forgotten because it's David Gilmour. Who cares what it's called, really? I mean, nobody cares. His new track is Piper's Call, whatever. I don't know what it's. Look, his lyrics are written by Polly. I don't care.
The record is Luck and Strange,
Okay.
and the single is called The Piper's Call with a music video as well.
Spectacular. Who wrote all that? Polly, I don't care. So,
I have
David
been on
Gilmour.
record. I have been on record angry at those later Pink Floyd records written like, if you love your band and you have one of the most iconic, brilliant bands of all time, and you have had 3 of the greatest lyricists ever to live, don't have your wife write the lyrics. Ever.
How many of those greatest lyricists ever to live were in the band at that moment, however?
Half of one.
Half of one. That's okay. A human being doesn't get okay, King Solomon. It's a single human.
I know.
So that's you round. If it's not a full human, you
I'm trying to avoid a fight with you about David Gilmour and his prowess. So like, I don't want you to insult him today, but it's fine.
I'm not. I will never insult David Gilmour. I love David Gilmour.
You have repeatedly insulted David
I've
Gilmour
never
to my face.
Never. I love David Gilmour. David Gilmour is one of my absolute favorite musicians of all time. I think David Gilmour is best used as the topping. He's the whipped cream. He's what makes everything so delicious. If you listen to Piper, it's not as good as Saucerful. Saucerful is better because of David Gilmour's involvement. Period. However, what he's not good at is words. He's spectacular at emotion, the universal language of music.
I think he shot his load on the capacity of his skill with words early, and he just
What, like on his first solo record?
I think there's been times when he was a halfway competent lyricist. I think we all have imposter syndrome. We all have it.
Look, he chooses to do his records the way he does them. I enjoy Division Bell. I enjoy Rattle That Lock, and I love On an Island. About Face, it's a record that happened that I own. And the David Gilmour solo record, which was his band, which he brought back the band that he did with Pink Floyd. The band that he had before Pink Floyd. He brought them back to record their songs. Amazing, wonderful. Piper's Call, I was worried, is this going to be like Rattle That Lock? Because Rattle That Lock, I think, is his worst solo record. And thankfully, it's far closer to On an Island. And On an Island, I think, is his best because it is a mood, it is ethereal, it is feeling, it is emotion, and that is David Gilmour's strongest suit. That's when he's dropping the ace of spades every hand. And I love the Piper's Call. It is a great song, and I am really, really excited about his new record. Even if it is him just rewriting Dark Side of the Moon, talking about mortality. Said it.
Well, he's old, right? He's getting older.
Yeah, I mean, this is like him writing about dying when he's close to dying, rather than Roger writing about dying when he's nowhere near dying.
That's fair. I'm very also hyped for this. I did finally listen to the single and watch the video, and we're absolutely gonna buy it and review it together. I will.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I will have mine that day, and
I'll wipe mine off before we review it. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm very high on this. I think this is going to be fantastic. He worked for a long time on this kind of in secret. I kind of said he was making music. Apparently his daughter is on it, who's part of that meme when you just want to learn guitar but your dad is Dave Gilmour and he's like teaching her to fret.
Is that not like one of the greatest photos of all time? He's like got his readers on, looking at the frets. Just like, looking like a mole.
David
like,
Gilmour gatekeeping the Stratocaster.
Like literally looking like Hans Mole Man looking down at Lisa. And but it's David Gilmour, not Hans Mole Man. I mean, David Gilmour can gatekeep anything. He's earned that right.
He is a treasure, and you will not besmirch his name in front of me.
I never do.
You know the story. I've told it before. I almost fist fought the director of Beware of Mr. Baker, the documentary about Ginger, because he got up to talk about the film, and the first 5 minutes of his diatribe about the film was about how he thinks John Bonham sucks. And I was like, yo, me and you outside at the end of this.
Okay, if you think John Bonham sucks, I have no use for anything you're ever going to say after those 3 words.
Ginger Baker is great. Unobjectively, even if he was a complete asshole, his body of work speaks for itself.
No. Let me jump in to correct you. It's not even if he was a complete asshole. It was even though he was a complete asshole.
Oh, true. So true. He to everybody, his family, his kid, his wife.
Rick Rubin suggested Ginger Baker for 13 by Black Sabbath. And the response was no.
No. Yeah, you don't have to punch down on someone else to lift up another. Yeah, man, that's a good news. Yeah, I'm very excited about David Gilmour. This might be the only. I mean, like, Roger's going to continue to be a dickhead and shit on his musical legacy at the same time. I have no interest in anything he's doing.
I have a complete interest if he puts out the bar. I'll buy that. I am a Roger stan. I am on record, even though I want to punch him in the dick today and for like the last 6 months or longer. If he put out the bar tomorrow, I'll buy it. I bought the lockdown sessions. I have 2 versions of Roger Waters doing The Wall that's not Pink Floyd. 2 versions, different versions. I still do not have Dark Side of the Moon Redux, and I just don't see myself ever even caring. So, thank you, David, for putting out a new record of new songs.
He clearly cares. He cares about his musical output, what he's doing later in life. It's great to see. Same with Paul McCartney, Bruce Springsteen. I'm looking at you. Same deal.
There is talk of an 18-date tour, so definitely coming to St. Louis, right? Right?
Where are you going to come to see this show in San Francisco with me? Probably.
Or is he just playing in Nice, France? And I don't see this tour even coming to. I don't see it crossing the pond, but we'll see.
Money talks and bullshit walks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, David Gilmour has all the money.
Do you have any more news?
Nope.
I have 2 quick news bits. Kiss Creatures of the Night 40th anniversary box set no one asked for, coming soon. Nick, are you buying it?
No, it's $1,000, and the glow-in-the-dark version is already sold out. And I'm like, why? You guys are all fools.
What is wrong with you people? Who is buying this? You don't need this.
$1,000.
They already remastered all of these on single vinyls that are awesome and perfectly playable and fantastic.
They did not give the entire Creatures of the Night box set on vinyl. However, you know how I feel about demos, right? I mean,
I do. You don't like them.
Not a fan. Not a big fan. And I'm not willing to write a check that would nearly pay off my car to get demos that were probably recorded on tape decks on 180-gram audiophile vinyl. I wouldn't drop $50 on Eric Carr unfinished business, and I have no Eric Carr on vinyl, so that should tell you everything you need to know about that. But people bought the glow-in-the-dark one. I mean, like, it's literally $1,000. $1,000 for the same box set that they put out last year for $250, but on vinyl. You know, I'm gonna quote Chrissy here on this one. Get the fuck out of here.
And you do the backhand with the
Hey, come on, Adriana.
Well, I don't like. You can't always.
No one does.
We're talking about the physical brutality and domestic violence we're not fans of. So like, don't bring that up. But
I'm sorry.
She was treated badly. She was treated badly.
Of course she was.
I never recovered from the look on her face when she figured out that Syl was going to kill her.
Oh my God. Moving on.
Spoiler alert for Sopranos.
Season 5.
Season 5. If you haven't watched it by now, you fucked up your whole life. Kiss Creatures of the Night. A lot of new metal reissues coming on vinyl. Exhumed is putting out all their early classics remastered and new color variants on vinyl from Relapse. If you don't have these, might be worth
I could use some more Exhumed.
In Flames is doing a very rare and limited run of their, in my opinion, best material. All the classic In Flames Mellow Death is now getting put out again on vinyl. And Lamb of God announced yesterday, just for Europe, which means America will be eventually, unless you want to pay the unless you want to pay the shipping prices. More recent records, Wrath is not recent, and Resolution, so these are both 10 and 15 years old, are getting brand new vinyl pressings for Europe that they have never been available. I think America might have already had a lesser one. So these are color variants with cool things. And
sorry, go ahead. I apologize.
You're good. Come on.
The only record I've ever bought from Europe, brand new, was Ahab, the Boats of Glencarrig, because they had not announced a U.S. release yet. So I bought the cheaper version, the black vinyl version, and 3 weeks after I put in my pre-order, they announced it on Amazon in America for $30 less than I paid for, including shipping, with this cool splatter seafoam vinyl. So, don't FOMO. Look, if you're a vinyl guy, FOMO is real, but be patient.
FOMO is a problem. Still very disappointed by that record. It did not vibrate with me. It did not align with me.
Which one?
Not a fan. That record. I didn't like it.
Boats of Glencarrig?
Didn't like it.
Oh my God.
Did not like it.
Pleasure myself to that record. That record is amazing.
No, I prefer their other stuff.
All right, whatever. Look, am I not on record and on brand for liking the weird crap bands do? That's like my jam, man.
That you do. And then the final news item, just because we have done a series on this band, so I feel obligated, duty-bound, to do a series on any news item on a band we've done. Slipknot has had a banner week in their life. They played and headlined Sick New World. They played a tiny bar. They played outside on a pop-up stage outside of a tiny bar in Pioneer Town, California. They leaked and then announced the new drummer is officially Eloy Casagrande, who I predicted at the very beginning of the firing of Jay Weinberg that would be one of the top 3 guys they should get. They got him. Still sad for Sepultura, but nobody really knows exactly what he knew or what he told them. But again, if you are in a band that's looking at retirement and you get offered to be in the biggest band in the world as the drummer, you go do it.
That's 20 years younger than the band retiring.
Not 20 years younger, like 10 years younger. But
20.
Yeah. No. Most of the main 2 guys of Slipknot are over 50. And
I'm talking about like the length of the band, not the how old the dudes are.
Well, I don't know that Slipknot has 10 more years because they've been having a lot. They had up until now they've had a very bad couple of years. But like
I didn't say they had 10 more years. But they got more years than Sepultura's got.
That they do. They have announced a Knotfest in Iowa, and they have announced a headline arena tour, although it's not very extensive, and two headline shows in Mexico City at a Ginormo soccer stadium. So like big week for Slipknot. And we're supposed to get a new experimental Slipknot album that was recorded in 2008 at some point this year also.
Real quick, wanted a personal news story. On the 17th, I have tickets for 38 Special. Lawyer wife wanted to see 38 Special. So yeah, sure, we'll go. She's going to be out of town. So I don't know if I'm going. You know what the best part about that is? That same day, Gravehuffer is playing a free show in St. Louis. And I already bought the goddamn tickets to 38 Special. You want to come into town?
I think this, I wish I could. I think this is a no-brainer, and you resell the 38 Special tickets, and you go to Gravehuffer, clearly.
The issue is the electric car. If they were playing in downtown STL, yeah, totally with you.
Can you drive
However,
halfway and Uber the rest of the way? Is that a thing?
no, I'm just going to leave my car across. They're not playing in St. Louis, they're playing in Illinois. So they're playing 30 miles.
Danny Nichols, are you out there? Carpool with Nick. Like, this is obvious.
Yeah.
How about,
Yeah.
your
I do
best
know
friend,
Danny.
How about your best friend, the priest, that drives? Like, somebody's got to drive a car.
I drive a car.
Somebody's got to drive a car that can make it to Illinois.
It can make it to Illinois and back. Just I need time to prepare. So yeah, so I'm like totally pissed off about this. What can you do? Alrighty, let's move on to the meat of the episode. We are done, yeah?
I sure check.
Oh, I am rocking the Doors, so I'm feeling psychedelic. I'm doing the mushrooms that I'm not, and not smoking the weed. We were actually talking about it the other day, and I looked at the wife and I said, I used to smoke pot back in the day, and now that it's legal, I still don't because it stinks. What's that tell you? Yeah, that's just Nick. Nick doesn't like the smell, so Nick don't do.
Good weed is not stinky, but I understand what you mean.
But I like the taste. But I like the taste of beer, the right beers anyway. So
I guess
you know what? Like... If you like smoking the marijuanas, if you like eating them gummies or sucking back that chocolate because you're not a Nazi, I love you. But take a shower sometimes.
That also. I am wearing my awesome Dawn of the Dead shirt, celebrating the 45th anniversary release of Dawn of the Dead. I saw it recently in the movies. Incredible score by Goblin. Would not mind doing a Goblin run at some point. I have some of those records on vinyl. Just would be fun.
Talk to me. We'll talk. Alrighty. Is there much setup that needs to be done on this record?
Yeah, I got it.
Alright, you go.
This is my chaser, so I'm in charge. Nick will unbox the vinyl.
Rocket Charles.
That's it. Nick will unbox the vinyl in a second, because whatever. So High on Fire has their new album out. Probably one of the most anticipated albums of the year. Stoner Doom, sludge, other stuff. Last record won a Grammy. Doesn't really matter to metal fans or underground music fans or generally High on Fire fans. I don't think they necessarily got a legion of new fans who aren't metalheads because they won a Grammy. I think that they won a Grammy because that record was awesome, pumped very heavily, exceeded commercial expectations. It's still, Monarch Heavy is a great label, but still kind of, they have Ace Frehley, they have Crowbar, they have some bands, but it's still kind of an underground label. And
it's the biggest underground label that's not Metal Blade, in fairness.
I don't know that that's true. I think there are some other ones. I'm not ready.
They're owned by Hasbro.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're a big label. That just means they have deep pockets that don't go to music. Those pockets go to toys and merchandise lines and licensing. Excuse me. But I have a mic kill switch and I didn't use it there. I just coughed in everybody's ear. I'm sorry. Anyway, so
Thank you.
High on Fire, man. What can you say? Pike is a genius. This is their first record with Cody Willis from Big Business and formerly of Melvins with Big Business as the drummer. And Jeff Matz is still the bass player. I think he's a criminally underrated metal bassist. And the band is awesome. And they once again went to God City Studios in Salem, Massachusetts with Kurt Ballou of Converge. He's basically the fourth member of High on Fire. I have an interview coming out with Matt and Jeff, with Pike and Jeff. And I also did, just for full transparency, I did my own quick video review on YouTube of this album already before it came out, because I had heard it for a long time before it came out. I can link that in the description. I don't think it takes away from this one, but if people are curious of my own solo review of it, they can check that out too. But I thought this is an event record for metal this year. This is a big time band. This is expected to be one of the top 10 records of the year before I heard it. I was hoping it would be. And, Pike is, we're lucky to have this guy. He's had some major health problems. He definitely could have clocked out several times. And we might be getting new Sleep. Also, I know 420 came and went and no Sleep was released, but supposedly they have worked on some music. And he's already writing the next solo Pike record also. So, a lot of activity. He's well, and he's creative and productive, and we're getting a lot of... The eating's good if you're a fan of great guitar riffs and shirtless, sweaty guys.
I think all that is quite fair. I am not the largest fan of High on Fire in the world. If you could guess my favorite High on Fire record, what do you think it would be?
Blessed Black Wings.
No. What? Have you listened to anything I've said?
No.
Fair. It's no, Der Mysterious Verschischer Murmur, the one everybody hates.
Yeah, it's not that name. You just tried to name a Mayhem record, but I know what you mean. It's the close one. It's close to that name.
Yeah, something. I don't know. It's like got words that are not English, and I don't know how to pronounce it.
The Latin named one.
Correct. The one about Jesus' conjoined twin that became a time traveler like Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap.
Yeah, Pike's far out. He's a far out guy. And
you know what I love about that story? That somebody thought it up. Like, let's tell a story about Jesus. Wait, what if Jesus had a conjoined twin that didn't make it and became a time traveler like Quantum Leap? I mean, how do you even get there? How much pot does it take to get? Anyway, that's my favorite.
I liked it better when it was Mastodon Crack the Sky, which you don't like Mastodon. I still wish.
No, I like Mastodon's cut you up with a linoleum knife from the Aqua Teen's Hunger Force.
Means nothing to me. Means nothing to me.
Do you not know that song?
I know it well. You need to go back and do the records.
No, again. No.
You have to do it for me. You did Faith No More, and you ended up liking it. You have to do it.
I like the same two records I liked walking in.
You did like the same. You did not like any of the other records you did not know. That's totally
and I still have the two records that I walked in liking.
That's completely fair.
All right, track by track. You ready? Because you're pissing me off, sir.
Oh, you're pissing me off. What are you, Green Goblin?
I'm something of a scientist myself.
I'm gonna kill your daughter nice and slow.
What? No.
Whatever, Mary Jane. How great is he? He's so good.
Who?
Defoe.
I can remember when he announced on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart in like 2000, in like 99 or 2000. It's like, yeah, I signed on to be in a Spider-Man movie. Which is just like, holy shit, bro. It's hard to imagine right now not having 38 Superman movies or superhero movies a year. But there was a time when I was younger and I was a young man and still not attractive that we didn't have any of them. Spider-Man was the first one that like really did anything.
Actually, I'm going to say it was X-Men. The first X-Men movie is really, or Blade are really the first two that opened the door.
Blade did not blow the world on fire.
But it was a hit movie. It was a
hit, but it did not go into the pop. It did not go to the popular zeitgeist like Spider-Man did.
That's because Spider-Man had a daily comic strip. He's in the social consciousness.
Right.
Of the world.
He look, just because you've got a head start doesn't mean you didn't finish first. I don't know if that makes any sense, but no.
Wow.
The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies were the first movies to get outside of nerddom.
That's fair.
The Sega Genesis was popular, but the frat bros weren't playing it.
Let me give me 2 more minutes here. So Gimme Metal is back. We talked about this a lot. I was a host on Gimme Metal a couple of times. My playlists are still on the Ghost Cult Spotify. If people really want it, I'll link them in the description. And so Gimme Metal sunsetted. They had a radio station. They expanded. They grew. They had seed funding. They had early angel investors. They had celebrity investors like my friend Jessica Pimentel, friend of the show Jessica Pimentel, actress of Orange is the New Black and death metal singer for Brujeria and Alekeen's Gun and other things. Dave Mustaine was a featured investor and star host of his own show on Gimme Metal on a playlist that he picked every show and then did the recordings. And I got to do a couple of episodes with them. I had hoped to do more. And they went out of business basically because they had a lot of leftover stock in their warehouse of vinyl. So Gimme Metal, constant 24/7 metal radio, high quality, lossless, guys who had helped founded a lot of startups, including music startups like Apple Music and Spotify, and marketers and geniuses and things like that who love metal. And then they opened a store where they sold vinyl, custom, limited edition, only for their store vinyl. They had a t-shirt club. They had message boards. You could integrate your liked songs on the radio station into a playlist on Spotify. I know Spotify sucks, but it was really cool. The hosts were all awesome. The majority of them I resonated with and liked. And they, frequently made recommendations. I learned about a lot. I, who am literally gifted with music constantly, I have no shortage of stuff to listen to and work. I reviewed 2 albums in the last 2 weeks. My first like back-to-back weeks of written reviews in a long time. I haven't been writing any album reviews for a while. I barely wrote any last year. I've written 3 this year or 4. New Frank Turner's incredible. It's definitely great. Not as great as the last one. Grumpster, my favorite pop-punk record in a long time. Even more than Green Day, I like that record this year. And so Gimme Metal decided they're going to try to like sneak back into life. So they found a new distributor that was able to, clear some of their warehouse leftovers and make new deals to put out new things. And the radio station is not coming back, but Gimme Metal is back as a record club, as a record store, and eventually we'll have the t-shirt store back.
I signed up for the club.
You did, so did I. I had been a regular subscriber, on top of being a fan and a listener to Gimme Metal a few hours a week, and having had hosted Ghost Cult's Gimme Metal specials. I also, which was amazing, I got to curate my own bands, and I worked in radio, so I loved doing it. I'll be honest, there was a period of time I really don't think I could do it now. I was trying to get on like volunteer radio stations in San Francisco and do my own show, do a metal show. Because I love radio and I want to host a radio show again. And podcasting is my way of doing it. We don't play music on our podcast, but because I don't want to get banned, but there are plenty of podcasts that do and turn people onto metal and other things. So Gimme Metal is back. We signed up for the club. I had already pre-ordered the High on Fire the day it was announced, but I told Nick, let's do the Gimme Club because it's replacing the Metallica Club that we did 4 episodes on last year.
Amazing episodes.
We will pick again in a coming month. A Gimme choice will come up. We'll both buy it, and we will do an episode on it as a chaser. And we're going to continue to uplift Gimme Metal because they've done a lot for people. And so, Nick, why don't you show everyone your Gimme Metal variant of the High on Fire Cometh The Storm?
Alrighty, we're going to start with the cover. I love this cover. It's a tattered Viking pirate boat, but it's flying in the clouds, and that reminds me of a lot of Japanese RPGs where they have airships. It is a gatefold with the lyrics. Do not worry about the Nick and the gatefold because it is 1 and 2 discs. The record itself there's no real innards because it's all in the gatefold, and you know what? I appreciate that because the less stuff you put in the record, the happier I am personally. I don't need this to be 11,000 things. But the record itself is a goose shit vinyl. It is seafoam blue, along with some maroon and golden splotches. I don't know how well that's coming across on the video.
I feel like it's a sky blue. I don't think seafoam is only green, but I think it's a sky blue.
You're right. It is a sky blue. I apologize.
Seafoam is a specific Pantone color. That is seafoam green. There's also a Jawbreaker song called Seafoam Green that I'm a fan of.
But it is an absolutely gorgeous record. The pressing is wonderful. I have listened to it 4 times now. So tomorrow it is going on the shelf. It is not going into the up next pile. It is a completely wonderfully flat record. My only complaint is it seems to skip when I walk past my record player, but that might be due to the fact that I do not put a whole lot of tone arm pressure on my stylus. That's probably on Nick. But it is it is 4 discs, it's 33 RPM, it's 57 minutes, so it's a 3-sided record. Beastie Boys Looking at You. 60 minutes, basically 15 minutes a side. The last side, I believe, side D is the shortest of the 4 sides, but it is a wonderful, spectacular pressing. There are no pops, there are no jumps, there are no anything you're not looking for on this one. And I have got to say, big kudos to Gimme Metal on the pressing of this record. This is my first Gimme Metal record.
That's amazing. I have countless Gimme Metal records. I was part of the club for the entire run.
You tried to talk me into it for about
many times. And then they went out of business. And I was like, see what you did?
I was ready to go, and they go out of business.
We had Metallica. By the way, this could have been a news check since we brought up Metallica.
Shirt
Metallica
club?
is launching a subscription shirt club.
That is so fucking dumb.
You think so? Let's just while I have you here.
It's dumb. It's dumb. You
really think
you
so?
can get 87 Metallica T-shirts at the mall every day, bro.
But maybe not a limited edition cool.
Oh my god, limited edition is not the panacea for the poison that the Kiss fanboys want you to believe it is.
Keep talking. I'm gonna look it up right now.
All right, I'm going to track by track. We're going to straight up.
Wait. What are you doing?
Wait. Okay.
I want to see this new T-shirt subscription club on sale at the Met store.
I didn't even look at the fucking email. I looked at that. I looked at the headline and went, delete, dumbass.
Memberships are only available from April 29th to May 31st. This is what they do. That's brilliant marketing.
It is. It really. What they're doing is they are juicing the FOMO. They're sticking the tube up the FOMO butt, so you're going to jump up and join.
This is fucking amazing. The link to join the red join the T-shirt club button is broken in the email and does not work.
Wonderful.
Someone's getting fucking fired. Somebody.
This is like Arena Football League, Louisiana Voodoo, who changed venues a week before game 1 of the season.
This is very akin to in Eastbound and Down when Kenny Powers had to go to the minor leagues again after washing out of the majors again. And he's playing in like the fucking
I didn't get past season 1.
I love that show, man. I love that show.
I love Danny Valentine, but I can't seem to find a TV show that he's in that I like.
Can you talk for 1 second? I have to do something.
Yeah, I will talk. I will jam. I got nothing. I have literally nothing to say. That's kind of the problem here. Molson pint glass, stretching.
Sorry about that. I just find.
I'm glad you heard none of what I said.
I heard almost none of what you said, but it's okay. Emergencies happen. What are you gonna do?
I hope you heard none of it.
Let's. I'm just trying to find his link. I'm really curious now why this happened. Quarterly.
Can we
or
just
annual?
move on to lamnus bread?
Nope. 1 more second. Quarterly or annual? I want to see how much this is. How much would you pay? How much would you pay for a quarterly T-shirt?
Nothing. No.
Do you want to guess how much it is?
I can go to the store.
Do you want to guess how much it is?
$70.
The quarterly is $159.
A year?
A quarter.
You get one shirt.
I don't think it's one shirt. I think it's cool. Well, I don't know how many. Yeah, maybe it is. Wait. 4 shirts, so 1 shirt a month, a quarter. Exclusive designs, old tour dates, cruise shirts, more. Each shirt will feature special editions, including sleeve tags. Shirts come in exclusive packaging, including the subscription-specific hang tags.
I'm sorry, did you say exclusive packaging?
Well, just like the vinyl came in exclusive packaging.
No. Yeah, it came in a box.
Okay.
An exclusive box that had one thing, the vinyl in it. It was very exclusive. Jesus Christ. Don't buy that.
The annual is already sold out.
Shocker.
On the first day.
There are people in this world that the phrase limited edition gives them a boner.
Right.
And if they don't, it gives them a faux boner. A FOMO boner. A FOMO-oner. FOMO-oner? Anyway. Limited edition does not mean what you think it is. You are not going to retire on Metallica collectibles. Let me say that a little louder for the people in the back. You are not going to retire on any band's collectibles. Because when you're ready to sell and retire, all their fans will be dead.
That is a fact. So now...
Lamnus bread.
Thank you for humoring me on that.
Lamnus bread.
High on Fire, Cometh The Storm opens up with lamb's bread.
Lamnus bread.
Not Lord of the Rings Lamb's bread. By the way, Lord of the Rings coming back into the movies, all 3 movies, 4K edition, June 7th, 8th, and 9th. I think, or 8th, 9th, and 10th.
To hell. I don't.
You're going. You're going with Lawyer Wife. She's going to make
Don't let her know. Don't let her
and
know.
the child. You're all going.
The kid will not go, but don't tell the wife, because she will go.
Meanwhile, Aquaman is making a tuna fish sandwich because he has no real powers. I'm sending her a message through telepathy.
So, Lamnus bread starts off with Frodo and Samwise Gamgees.
I made a promise, Mr. Frodo, a promise!
How they don't much care for foreign food. Talk about the fucking song.
So the album opens up with Lamb's Bread. The entire album has biblical references and all kinds of ancient, archaic, esoteric things that Matt Pike is into. But a very biblical, not just Cometh the Storm with its Shakespearean Cometh, but just very biblical. And Lamb's Bread is a fucking banger to open the record. All High on Fire records open pretty much with no intro and a straight ripper. And what a guitar tour de force this song is. Holy shit.
You want to talk about a thumper that just, kicks you in the guts and goes, "We're here, we're going. Here we go." This is the hockey fight to set the tone at the beginning of a game against a team you guys haven't played in 6 months. This is Dan Highnote at the beginning of a Blues Blackhawks game, and he says to the Blackhawk lining up against him, "You want to set the tone?" Drops his gloves. Boom, no notes.
Right, exactly. The second track, Burning Down. Not Burning Down the House by Talking Heads. Burning Down a little bit longer.
Got it on vinyl.
Yeah, a little bit
and
longer.
I got this on vinyl too.
Yeah, of course. We know. You just showed it. A little bit longer. A little bit more developed songwriting. And definitely a few more changes, like motifs and riff parts and things like that. And a little more thrashy, to be honest. Like, it's a straight up bop.
High on Fire is very weird to me because I don't see them as a stoner band, but everybody says they are. I don't hear it, but I also don't smoke the pots. What I love about them, and this song is very great exemplar of this, High on Fire is able to write a song, and entirely an album even, that doesn't change that much, that has the same timbre, it has the same chords, very little progressiveness to it, and you just clamor for more. How do they do that? It's like the Ramones, if the Ramones made albums 3 times as long as they should have been. Except I don't like the Ramones.
That's a terrible shame, because Ramones are one of my favorite bands.
Is not.
Top 10 for me. Yeah, man, Burning Down, great track. The next track, it was difficult for me to say this. Trismegistus is some ancient king or something.
Trismegistus.
You're missing an I in there.
No, I'm not.
Megistus.
Oh, Trismegistus.
Yeah, he said it in our interview that's coming out. Pike said it, corrected me on the correct pronunciation.
He says it's correct.
Well, I mean, like, he would. He wrote it. He wrote the song and named the song for it, so he must know what the pronunciation is. I assume. He could be wrong.
He must know, of course. Wow. Appeal to authority.
Like, basically, like, 19 minutes of music in the first 3 songs. Very long, not trying to be, whatever. Later on, the album has shorter songs. This is a pretty good track. I think it's, Burning Down and Lamb's Bread are a little bit more heavy, but then at the same time, there's this really cool world music part that comes in that really surprised me, because I was like, they've done stuff like that before, but I was like, oh, I've never heard them like really lean into it like hardcore for a whole section of a song. It was pretty surprising.
Yeah, they tend to go weird, and when they go weird, it works really well. And this is a great example of that. No more notes.
Alrighty. All right then. The title track is next, Cometh The Storm.
Flip the record.
Oh, I didn't know, because I haven't yet. Cometh The Storm is the next song, and it is the title track, and I think you know why. The first side only has 20 minutes. I think that's hard to believe. You sure? You want to double check that?
It's 4 sides. It's only 67 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Cometh The Storm is the title track, and I think I said in my review that I thought I knew why this was the title track. Great lyrics, and very epic gloom and doom lyrics, and pretty progressive metals. Like if Motorhead tried to do like a prog song, that's what this sounds like. And obviously, like, Pike worships Motorhead and Thin Lizzy and early thrash and death metal a lot. And Cometh The Storm, you can tell that this is like leveled up as a band. It's obvious why it was the title track choice.
I mean, how could you not? This is probably the best song on the record. It is the song on the record that chooses the mode, the myth, the mentality, all the business. No, great song, no notes. And honestly, this is, and I probably should mention this later, And I'm not the biggest High on Fire fan in the world, but this is my favorite High on Fire record so far.
Wow. Wow. All right. It's definitely worthy. I think it's worthy of one of their best records. I don't know if it's my favorite. The next track is the fully instrumental Koralnik Y'all. I had trouble saying this one too. Again, another bit of interesting,
yeah, I can understand,
like chanting and then more world music and just really laying into this, like, we're going to add layers to this record that you haven't heard before on a high. There have been instrumental tracks. There's been world music, hints of it. This is like, we're going to, Cody is playing percussion instruments and not a typical drum kit. I think it might be some stand-up bass on here with a bow. Like, they really went for it.
And that's why I like this record better than the rest, because they gave us something rather than the standard. And I liked the Redheaded Stepchild records, and we've got more, and we've got less, and we've got the same. It's a little bit of everything, and that's why I'm happy.
Nice. The next track is Saul's Golden Curse, which is like a thrashy sludge metal banger. It's kind of up-tempo. It was a nice change from the instrumental. Gave you like a brief break between the two big hard-hitting songs. And I thought this also had real interesting, almost poetic lyrics. Like, I think, especially after his poetry book came out, I think Pike is leaning heavily into, like, my lyrics are poetry and I want to be respected. And, sometimes he just got short bursts of wordiness, and other times just, like, hits you over the head with obviousness. And then other times, like this song, he's painting a picture poetically, which I think is awesome. You wouldn't expect it from him typically.
So now he must be Jim Morrison. That's fucking adorable.
I agree.
Again, I mean, there's nothing on this record that's bad, and there are a few songs here and there that really stand out. This is just not one of them.
Fair enough. The next two.
This song is the trucker at Moe's. It's not Moe's without him, but he's not that cool by himself either.
To continue, the next two tracks are shorties.
Sorry.
The Beating is kind of a straight ahead fast thrash song. Pretty solid.
Very solid.
Tough Guy is a little longer, a little more varied, also heavy. This whole record is heavy. All the instrumentation on this record is fantastic by every player. Again, Cody,
the dynamics on this record is truly amazing.
That is the thing I think is this is the most dynamic record of any of the High on Fire records on purpose. Like, they specifically wanted to make a more sure, like, this isn't like all beaters. This is a straight ahead, not so straight ahead in terms of the dynamics. It's a journey. The sequencing is great. I love all those things. Cody's playing on the faster, shorter songs is phenomenal. I would say if there's a soft underbelly of this excellent record, it's not that soft. It's a little soft. Just down to an 8 from a higher grades on these songs. But definitely it's these two.
The lowest songs on this record are normal High on Fire songs. And I mean, I think that is the greatest compliment I can give to a band. Oh, the stuff that is not so great on this new record is the stuff that was decent and fine on everything else you did. That's high praise.
It's pretty damn high praise. Pretty damn high praise. I'm going to also say these next two songs are my two favorite songs. I'm repeating myself for my solo review, but these are personally my two favorite songs on the record. Lightning Beard, clocking it at a phenomenal 333, is just fantastic. What an incredible song. Great riff, great vocals. Lightning Beard. I feel like I have a lightning beard. Just
for the record, I didn't know like most of the names of the songs before today.
Well, that's, I do my homework.
It's not about doing my homework. I listen to the record, and the record talks to me.
Hopefully, when we do our next series on the most popular band of all time, just about the names of them all.
Oh yeah, like I don't know those 4.5 records like the back of my hand. Do you need me to recite it?
4 3/4.
I could recite the whole fucking thing right now in order.
I like to talk about Hunting Shadows instead of giving Nick a hard time.
Go ahead.
Hunting Shadows could be, arguably, the best vocal performance of Matt Pike's entire career. Straight up. Including Sleep, which I love. He doesn't sing in Sleep, so fuck. But I'm saying, like, including his solo record, including anything he's ever done, He does, like, this vocal performance, he really tried to stretch himself. There's key changes. He does range jumping. So, like, most vocal, we talked about this often. Pop music, most rock music, you got like your 3 to 5 notes and an octave. Most people can't do more than that. And if you're a really good singer, 2 octaves. And if you're a really great singer, 3 and more. And
King Diamond and Mariah Carey.
King Diamond, Mariah Carey, Axl Rose.
Mariah Diamond.
Chris Cornell. The list is short. Mariah Carey not in the Hall of Fame. Still mad about last week's episode. All right, and snubbed. But okay, at least Mary J. Blige got in, who I do love. I'm not sure she deserved to get in. Maybe she does. All right. So, great vocals, great song, great catchy chorus, catchy, like a punk song, catchy, like really memorable. And maybe the best song on here. Maybe the best song on here beside the title track, or including the title track. It's 1 and 2.
What I love about this record is singular tracks are unnecessary. This record is a banger all the way through. And it's like a grindcore record, bro. If you listen to a great grindcore record, it could have been 6 or 7 songs that they put together. And they did 60 minutes keeping my attention with very small changes in the actual songs. And each song is a movement in the entire track, the whole thing. And that's what makes this record so amazing. Hunting Shadows, another great track. There has not been a song on this record so far that I can speak any ill about. Any ill.
Yeah, they're all pretty excellent. Even the ones that are just a tiny bit down would be somebody else's best song.
Right.
Real.
The tiny bit down on this record is a top song on Electric Messiah.
I think Electro Messiah as overall is a little higher than this for me, but that's me and my rankings. We're not going to rank all the records today.
That's you.
And let's talk about the final track. Is Darker Fleece, another biblical reference, and it starts with a drone that is not unlike Sleep or the Sleep adjacent band Ohm, and also Earth with Dylan Carlson, and also Yob. So starts with a very drony, long, winding intro. And then it kind of revs up into this epic, long song. And, they've had songs like that before, but I just think it's a really nice closer to this otherwise winding journey of songs. And then this long, purposeful final track is a really nice endpoint to what I consider to be a great, great record.
I would give this record an 8.5 out of 10. Then I'm sorry, the half points matter to me. This is my favorite High on Fire record so far that I have heard. I got on the board at whatever that damn thing was called in 2012 or 2013. I don't remember now. Anyway, the thing about High on Fire is they're very much like the Ramones for me. A lot of sameness, a lot of blandness, and a lot of getting the same thing every record. Very much AC/DC of doom metal. This record has the most dynamics of any High on Fire album I've ever heard. Again, I am not the biggest fan in the world of this particular band, but I love this record. I've listened to it about 6 times since I got it, and it just gets better and better each time. I just want to keep listening to it. I'll probably listen to it again tomorrow.
Right. I know I will be shunned by Nick for this, but I have not listened to it on vinyl because, again, I forgot where I put it.
This was a vinyl chaser. Your choice.
You're yelling. I'm having a tough time in life.
I know.
You gotta cut me some slack. Oh, I don't like the facetiousness, too. Word? Okay.
I was trying to have you ever seen Hot Fuzz?
I'm gonna throw my fucking headphones in a second at the screen.
You ever seen Hot Fuzz?
Yeah, of course.
So he one of the Andys drinks his beer, and he goes, "You've got a mustache." I know.
Yeah.
That's my I know.
There, I get it. The record Nick was referencing earlier is 2012's De Vermis Mysterious, which clearly is
I was close. I had all the words backwards.
Allusion to the Mayhem record of a similar name. I would say my favorite High on Fire record is Death is This Communion. Was their first big one. It's my favorite. I think that Electric Messiah would be 2, and I would really go as high as almost a 10 or a 9 on that one. This record this record is a 9 to me. The Ghost Cult reviewer gave it an 8, and I really don't try to change the grades unless they're drastically off or just not quite. Like 10s are very rare, so we give out very few. We did give out 2 this year already, which is unusual, but we did. Quite a few 9s. I gave out a 9 to a punk band, but again, very rarely do I do that. It's definitely in the top half of their releases, but they've had so many good ones in a row that it's hard to believe how much consistency they have. But again, this was their first record in 6 years, and the longest break they ever had between records. Pandemic, health problems, other bands. So I think now with the lineup crystallized and this record, I wouldn't be surprised if High on Fire comes back with another record in a year or two. Because he's said how healthy he is and how prolific he feels, and he's in a zone, and he's picking up the guitar every day, and they're going to go to announce some tours. So they're going to tour heavily on this, and then I wouldn't be shocked if we got a new High on Fire in like 2026.
Straight up bring all the High on Fire. It's an 8.5 for me just because as much as I enjoy High on Fire, again, not a giant fan, that's as high as they can go so far. But you know what? Prove me wrong, kids. Prove me wrong.
Very, very fair, my friend. Very, very fair. If there's nothing else, we will
nothing else on this side.
We will return to Queen next week with the most popular record they ever made and the best record of all time in their band history.
Is it Flash Gordon?
It is not, but it's...
Oh, that's coming in the mail.
Oh, is it? You ordered one? That's funny.
Yeah, you did not answer my text message to tell me no.
Oh, well then, good. I love that record in a way I'm not ready to talk about.
That's the next Chaser, so good luck.
It's not a Chaser, it's an album. Is it a Chaser? It's not a Chaser. It's going to be part
a soundtrack.
Of the series.
It's not a Queen record.
Yeah,
it's
but
Queen
like
soundtrack.
I don't know. It's still a record.
It's happening.
We're gonna do We're gonna do a Chaser on their soundtracks, but it's still I don't know. It's part of the series.
No, it's happening. So whatever you want to call it, get ready. Is happening. Killer Queen, Mr. Fahrenheit, throw the football, Ming the Merciless. Fuck you. I'm going for 2 points.
They definitely.
For the record, Battlehawks destroyed the DC Defenders this weekend in football. The first DC Defenders home victory in their existence.
You know what actually matters, though, instead of like scrub football, is National Hockey League superiority, such as your points champion Rangers sweeping the Washington Capitals in 4 games, demolishing their hopes and dreams.
Wait, the NHL still going on?
Not for you. Ha!
Ouch.
Right in the face. Right in your face. In your face.
Oh, that was a money shot. That was like a straight up bridge of the nose.
Yeah, it really was. In the meantime, you have been listening to the Glacially Musical Podcast. I'm the co-host, Ghost Cult Keefy of GhostCultMag.com. You can find me at Ghost Cult Mag and at Ghost Cult Keefy everywhere you go, especially GhostCultMag.com for your metal news, reviews, interviews, and such. You know your host, the dashing, handsome, extremely well-hung Nick Cameron, can be found on the formerly known as Twitter X, Nick_no_C. Please follow him at other social media handles so he can stop being on Twitter because he's tired of it and it sucks.
I am tired of it.
But everywhere else, Glacially Musical or Glacially_musical at all the other things, especially Instagram for your vinyl porn and Nick's adventures in vinyl and other things.
I'm really trying to post every day again.
It's good. It's hard. It's really hard. I started posting. I don't know if you saw. I posted on the Ghost Cult Keefy some karaoke of me doing Amigo the Devil. Who we should do a run on at some point. But anyway, if you're still here somehow and you listen to the shenanigans for an hour and 10 minutes, you are a real one, and we really appreciate you. Please like and subscribe. Do all the things because we need more followers. We want to get this thing monetized. We need some help. And we appreciate you. If you're still here and the loyalists, we know who you are. Thank you very much. And with that being out of the way, and that said, you've been listening to the Glacially Musical Podcast. It does not play in Peoria, but
Do you know who does play in Peoria? The two-time SPHL champion, Peoria Rivermen. I found that out 3 days after they won.
You could have saved that for when you do the outro and not talked over me.
I'm sorry.
God,
Peoria! Rivermen!
oh, my God.